We start off from the Ashanti region, and the police in the region have been questioning two members of the National Democratic Congress over Monday's fatal shooting incident that was recorded at the party's regional office in the capital, Kumasi. Former Municipal Chief Executive for Ejuso Drabing, Frifa Yamwa Ponko, was picked up by about 15 armed security men in two police vehicles from his residence, whilst former Deputy Ashanti Regional Minister Joseph Yamin was also invited to the regional police headquarters for questioning. Mr. Yamwa Ponko has since been speaking to JoyNews about the police invitation.
What happened yesterday is an unfortunate situation, and some of us have been traumatized. And even in spite of that, a whole lot of things are going on. People are conjecturing and other things. I was home today around 9 o'clock in the morning that I saw two loads of policemen. They came to my house and told me that the regional commander wanted to, have a chat with me. And before then, they would like to search. They would like to conduct search in my house. And I asked them about search warrant. Later on, I thought it wise to allow them because I don't have anything to hide. And of course, they started the whole thing. They searched. I have my home is two twin places. They searched the first and the second one. They didn't see even a mosquito over there. And they told me that the regional commander wanted to see me. And I told them that, okay, they should take the lead. I will come. I just want to put one or two things together before I come. And they insisted they have to come with me. So I just got ready and followed them to the regional commander. In fact, when I came here, it was more of a friendly, kind of thing. And the commander asked me my side of the story. I told him, I briefed them, the commander and his management team, including the investigators and all that. So I briefed them, and he asked one of the investigators to write down my statement, and I did just that. And after that, they asked me to wait a little bit. That time too, I heard them talk about, my big brother, Honorable Joseph Yamin, that another group of policemen had gone to his house. Then I told them that no, I don't think that is correct, because I've just spoken to Yamin, and maybe he's not aware that you people are looking out for him. And lo and behold, we called him and we got him, and I told him that this is what the police are saying, so he should come. I'm waiting for him here. And Honorable Yamin just arrived, as you can see him there. So that is the story. It's not true that I've been arrested, no.
Now, back here in Accra, the Regional Police Commander, DCOP Patrick Sapong, has described as false claims that the East Legon District Commander was sidelined in the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election security operation. DSP George Asare has told the Short Commission probing the violence which occurred on the day that he was left out through the election, although the election was taking place within his district. The regional commander said, contrary to the claim, DSP George Asare was invited but failed to show up at the time he was required to. There is more on day 4 of the Commission's hearing in this report.
The role assigned policemen in whose jurisdiction the election took place became topical following accusations by East Legon District Commander DSP George Asare that he was sidelined.
My Lord, ideally, the district commander in whose jurisdiction the by-election is supposed to be held should be part of the exercise. But in my case, that they had a call around 9 o'clock from my regional commander who didn't make me part of the exercise, that he has heard that some shootings are going on around Bawaleshi, closer to the NDC parliamentary candidate's house. So I should go and assist.
His commander, DCOP Patrick Sapon, however, contradicted him on Tuesday when he testified.
It wasn't him alone. It was all the districts in Accra who were sent copies of signals that they should bring or release their pickups for the election duties.
And you have heard his testimony that he was, as counsel put it to you, he was sidelined.
Yes, my lord, but that is not true.
The Accra Region Commander told the Commission DSP Asari rather failed to show up for duty despite being handed patrol responsibilities.
He should be there to take care of the situation because it fell within his command. So he should take care. If you have come, you will have deployed him. But because I left before his arrival, and when he reported the incident to me, I told him that he should take care of the situation.
The Commission indicated that it is interested in knowing the truth and has tasked the DCOP to furnish it with the facts.
At that point or thereafter, have you been told about who brought the situation under control?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Can you find out for us? After today's, you have to investigate and find out for us. Because according to him, it was he who went there and brought the situation under control. And then he said he was going to vote after he had brought the situation under control. And when, at that period, further assistance was coming from the regional operations people. So we want to know exactly what his role was.
On the deployment of National Security SWAT team to the constituency on suspicion of arms being stockpiled in the community, DCOP Sapon said the police could have handled the supposed threats if they had been informed.
Because if there had been information that there was a need to do an exercise, we were more prepared to have done it. But that they didn't come to the notice of the regional command that they will be in town and for whatever purpose.
Head of the political desk at JoyNews, Evans Mensah, was next to testify. His testimony forms part of body of evidence the Commission expects to obtain from journalists whose media organizations covered the election. He shared with the Commission his views on how political vigilantism could be addressed.
What they wish to see is that, regardless of a person's political affiliation, the law indeed should be blind and punish regardless. But they also acknowledge, and this is again going back to the various shows I've hosted on this topic, that you can suggest that and be an ostrich because the people who are supposed to enforce that law, fundamentally the police, seem to have been politicized.
The Commission will continue with its proceedings on Wednesday.
Well, let's move on. And child rights advocates are asking the Gender Ministry to ensure all interventions contained in the Child and Family Welfare Policy are implemented to make the lives of Ghanaian children better. The advocates say the ministry has been ineffective in implementing the policy since it was launched way back in 2014. They're currently recommending that the gaps have failed to ensure that children and their families are properly protected as stated in the policy. Hannah Dami has more.
The policy expected to promote the well-being of children, prevent abuse, neglect, exploitation and harm was to be implemented through child and family welfare programs as well as activities. 5 years on, the Gender Center at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GEMPA, says some monitoring and implementation gaps have been identified, accounting for the many child abuse cases being recorded in the country. Dr. Beatrice Ikuya-Sechua is coordinator of the Gender Center at GEMPA.
We've seen some gaps, and the gaps basically are the violence happening, and yet there is a policy that protects families and children, and the policies seem not to protect them from that perspective.
A lecturer and gender expert at the center, Dr. Giftu Foriwa Jamera, mentioned in particular how worrying it is, the yearly increase in defilement cases and how perpetrators are often left off the hook.
Normally, most of these cases are settled in the communities, in the churches. At the community level, that's where they try to address it, emphasizing forgiveness, emphasizing compensation, emphasizing reconciliation, but they hardly think about a punishment or sanctions for the offender.
Founder of Health Support Foundation, James Gawu, was not happy the policy does not include needs of special children.
I would like to see a concerted effort by government, preferably put in the Ministry of Health under this policy that ensures significant protection for children with special needs in the area of feeding, the area of their education, and also their education should have an end plan. Their education, they should have proper assessment of their education.
The Gender Ministry had this response for him.
We couldn't have brought every vulnerable group in there. That's why we say child. Once you fall within the category, it covers you.
The children whom this policy is expected to benefit raise concerns with how it has been implemented.
They should create kind of awareness or something, let's say a section or an article that will deal with how to report such cases, which will not directly go to the police stations, but let's say a commission in the area who will deal with such cases.
We've seen the draft, we've seen the measures, but what are they doing? We want to see what they are doing. Are they going around schools talking about it? Is sex education actually happening? Are the children actually knowing what is going on? How do they protect themselves?
Schools, hospitals, community centers, these small decentralized groups should have certain things in place to help check whether children are being abused, whether the family unit is doing okay, certain evaluations, be it psychological or physical.
Hannah Odame for JoyNews.
Now, I know you'll relate to this. Taking sharp photographs with a mobile phone can be a challenge, especially if you're not using the right device. And having to grapple with weak phone batteries as a business person is unacceptable. But global telecoms giant Huawei says that these hassles are now over with the introduction of the new Y7 Prime 2019. Komladum was at the official launch of the phone and has filed this report.
The new Huawei Y7 Prime 2019 offers users a refreshing photo experience with up to 22 master artificial intelligence scenes to capture the moments. Manufacturers say the era of battery troubles with smartphones is also long gone. With the increasing need for the use of a mobile device at work or even out on the field, Huawei believes its new Y7 Prime 2019 device's battery with longer lifespan is ideal. Dennis Fixing Laye is marketing manager for Huawei Ghana.
This is the first 6.26 HD Plus dewdrop display in Ghana. So Huawei is the first company to bring a dewdrop display smartphone in Ghana. And then we are looking at the dual AI camera, 4,000 mAh battery capacity, and a 3 GB RAM and 32 GB ROM.
The telecoms giant, the highest manufacturer of mobile phones behind Samsung, wants users to have the luxury of using the device for as many tasks as possible.
When you are taking a picture again, it can tell you this is a human being, this is an animal, this is that, and this is that. And it naturally optimizes the photo to give you that special shot you want in your shot. And we are giving you artificial intelligence beauty mode so that you can have more crispier pictures. You can also share anything from here to a MacBook. It means that now this is giving you more option to share your items without having to hustle.
At the launch of a new device in Accra, West Africa multi-country manager for Huawei, Simon Liu, lauded the new features of a device which is expected to simplify life for the user.
In last year, 2018, we invested 11.3 billion euros, okay, ahead of like the Apple, ahead of the Intel. That it have the GPU turbo, link turbo, which make your handset even faster and without any heating. These features no other competitors has, like the GPU turbo, link turbo. Huawei is the only one.
The Huawei Y7 Prime 2019 is also designed to protect the eye from excessive exposure to blue light. When enabled, a special feature on the device adjusts the colors of a display and reduces the blue light intensity. So for the smartphone lovers, something to improve your mobile experience. Crystal clear pictures, longer battery life, huge memory capacity, and altogether a better feel. All available in a Huawei Y7 Prime 2019.
That's a good phone. Better than, you know, some of the those phones that we have.
How do you know?
I've seen it on TV.
Have you used either of the phones you are alluding to?
Have you watched Commando before? I didn't know Commando. I watched the movie Commando. I thought he was a strong man, but you know, I believed it in the film. So.
But he is.
He is, eh?
Yeah. But you watched it, so you have a right to say he is. You saw him being strong. But this one, you haven't used either one. And you're saying one is better than the other.
Yeah, this one is better than.
This one will be Nexus Matao. All right. So let's get into it. We've got so much coming your way today on the show. Let's get started.
We'll be right back.